when I looked at the title, it said lungs and large intestine. And to my knowledge, I have never talked about the lungs.
No, I don't think you have.
I never talked about them. So I'm going to focus to start with on the lungs, because what I assumed was, which is true, is that the lungs and large intestine are paired organs, and therefore whatever's going on in one is going to go on the other because they're paired complementary organs. But I never talked about the symptomology of lung conditions. I just focused on the intestines. And so, I'm going to talk about the lungs a little bit, because the reason why I give this talk at this time of year is because we're in the lung and large intestine season. It starts September the 21st, there or thereabouts, and it goes until January the 21st, or there or thereabouts. In other words, from the equinox to around about the winter solstice, December the 21st, rather. So, okay, so the thing is, what that means is the fact that this is the seasonal time of year for the five transformation theory metal energy to be the most active of the five chis, the five stages of change, is that atmospherically, it means in this particular part of the world, or the northern hemisphere, the temperate climate, that this, as it puts in the Yellow Empress Classic of Internal Medicine, that the spirit of fall creates the metal state of transformation, and this manifests as such and such and so and so. And in the case of the metal, it manifests as the lungs and large intestine, where the lungs are the more more yang organ, and the large intestine is the more yin. In terms of the macrobiotic understanding of yin and yang. So, who is that?
My phone. The ringer doesn't shut off, but don't worry about it.
Anyway, so the thing is that, so what that means is the chi that's active this time of year. Now, of course, all the chis are active, but it's the metal chi is the leading edge, so to speak. So what it does is it goes into the meridian, the lung and large intestine meridian, and it starts to get active, so that chi will start to balance and clear out any imbalances and stagnations that are in the lungs and large intestines. So, as a result, we get detox. Discharge is happening.
What gets into it? Energy from the atmosphere?
Yeah, chi. It's called chi. It's not, it's prana, it's ki, it's etheric forces. Those are the different names given to it. It's not the same as energy at all. It has nothing to do with energy in the accepted sense of the word. And so then the indications that we're getting a detox are in the fall are mainly lung, because we get the flu, we get nasal discharge, we get coughing and sneezing, we get allergies, which is a symptom of large intestine stagnation, and so this is why this time of year is the main time of year where we have flu season. That's the reason why. Flu is not what these people think it is, caused by a virus. It's not caused by a virus. The virus is just there it's just along for the ride, basically, if it's there at all. I mean, it doesn't necessarily follow that just because you have the flu, you have the virus. It doesn't follow at all. So, of course, we don't recommend taking the flu vaccine. I keep getting because my mother and father-in-law, they belong to the Government Employee Health Administration, otherwise known as GHA, and we have to take over the entire life in terms of all this stuff. So I get emails from Jihad, and the last one I got was yesterday. It's time for you to get your flu shot.
Oh, no. What did you say?
That is deleted.
Deleted.
So I've taken the flu shot of my life. So that's so you get, you know, sputum, mucus, nasal discharge, whatnot. So the terms of lung conditions, I looked it up. You know, I've got my, these computers are so amazing. They really are. The internet is just awesome. It really is. You can pretty much find out anything you want to find out at any time you want to find it out.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just
Amazing.
As
right
Missy
there.
just showed.
Sometimes it's true.
Well, a lot of times it's true. It's not, depends where you go to.
I just go to Michael's Facebook page. Find out.
You know, so this is let's see, where did I put this? Because I think I went to, I think I downloaded this. Yes, I did. So I think it's in, because I knew I wouldn't be able to get computer access here.
Well, you can
Yeah, there
get,
it
you
is.
should have it here, Corey.
Yeah, but it's not showing up. Well, what I did was what the heck? File, go to file, that would help.
Oh,
Come on. Anyway, so what I did was I went to one of the sites, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, and I looked it up, and I think I did put it in there. And what happened was, prevalence of lung conditions. All right, American Lung Association. And it's really interesting, they have it by every state and every county in the entire country.
So what's the number one state?
For what?
I wonder if it's,
Okay, so now the thing, I don't know what it is, because, you know, this is how big is this thing? It's 66 pages long.
and they don't have it any way you can find, just.
No, it's all like listed down there. There's no like one, what they do, they start off with the states and they put them in alphabetical order.
Oh.
So you have to check through each one. And the ones they have here are lung cancer. These are the main, what they consider to be the main lung conditions in the country. And pediatric asthma and adult asthma, both of those actually are not lung conditions. They are not. Asthma is a kidney condition, right? So the thing is, it's very interesting that David Jackson, who lives in Prescott, Arizona, and he said that a lot of people moved to Arizona because it's a dry climate who have asthma and allergies. But asthma particularly, since we're talking about that, and what they find happening is that, yeah, the asthma does clear up when they move to the dry climate, but they don't stop drinking too much liquid, and it comes right back.
Yeah.
So if you just stop drinking liquid, excessive amounts of liquid, asthma will disappear.
Wow, as simple as that.
And asthma is a big thing with kids today, childhood.
Yeah,
Pediatric,
pediatric asthma.
I
I
mean,
didn't
it's-
even know they existed.
At the school that I work at, just about every classroom has a kid with asthma.
Mm.
Yeah, and of course it's very prevalent in athletes.
Oh, and athletes too, yeah, because they're
how
forever
much They're
drinking.
always drinking all the time,
Mm.
you know?
And compounding it with animal products and sugar.
Yeah, so just to take California, this is where we
That's a
live.
good point.
California, this was, what date was this thing done? I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I have to check out what date, because you know, very rarely do you find anything that's up to date current. It's always like a year behind.
So does Arizona, do they have the lower rates of asthma there?
I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Yes, 2009, this data.
Yeah.
Arizona, population is only at that time, 6.5 million. Pediatric asthma, 136,747. Adult asthma, 460,000. This is Arizona, 266. Now you look at California, 37,663,000 pediatric asthma, 2.39 million asthma adults.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
And then there's chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is very rampant. I mean, you see commercials on TV.
COPD, yeah.
Right, COPD, and lung cancer. And of course, they don't put pneumonia, bronchitis.
Mm.
Those are two other lung conditions that are very common.
What about pleurisy?
Huh?
Pleurisy?
No, that's not a common condition.
Oh.
No, not at all. And then they go through every county in every state.
Wow.
It's like these people, that's all
They have
got
nothing
time
else to do.
is just
Gather numbers.
They get a lot of donations.
That's really important, like, to people today, is to gather information, right? And to have
Data
numbers.
gathering is just a humongous business. It really is. Anyway, so the thing is that it's really, they didn't do a lot of stuff on the things that really matter. So the thing is, when you look at the lungs, the key thing to know about the lungs is that they, you have the nostrils. In terms of diagnosis, the major areas to look for lung condition is the cheeks and the nostrils, the nares, what they call the nares here. And because we inhale and it goes into the lungs, and the lungs is a bronchial tube, and then it branches out into the bronchioles, and then they end up in what is called alveoli. And in the lining of the bronchial tubes and the bronchiole itself are many millions of hair-like cilia, and these are always beating. They're like waves, they're doing this. If they're active and they're healthy, and we actually have them in there, and they're always bringing stuff up all the time. So if you find yourself having mucus or nasal stuff coming out, it's nothing to worry about, because we are constantly taking in pollutants from the atmosphere. And if you live in a major city, just by breathing the air in a major city is equivalent to smoking 4 packs of cigarettes a day.
No.
Yes, it
Wow.
is.
That's a
Does that
lot.
include San Francisco? I thought they have really fresh air there. No?
You don't know what fresh air is here. I mean, you go to Carson City, then you understand what fresh air
Is that
is.
fresh air there?
It's 5,000 feet above sea level.
Or even up
Wow.
at French Meadows too, you can feel it when you go up
Yeah,
there.
and then I remember one time whenever I come down here from Carson City, the air smells poisonous to me.
Mm.
Really?
I can feel it and taste it and smell it. It's toxic air here.
Yeah. I
Now, of
guess
course, it's a lot cleaner than air than you have in Shanghai,
Right.
but it's not clean.
Shanghai.
Yeah,
Have you ever
Shanghai.
been to Carson City, Michael?
No, I have
What
not.
about
I have.
4 hours to get there?
Do you
Yeah.
feel the difference?
What's the average cost of a
Beautiful.
house there?
Really?
I feel the
Do you
difference when I
feel
go
the
to
difference
camp.
in a year?
200,000 or 175 or?
Really?
Yeah, just going even Tahoe.
I mean, it's amazing the difference.
You can even go up to Marin, like Mount Tam, and you can feel the difference.
Yeah, you get about